Hi, this is Kathy Goodwin, and today we're going to continue in our series of how to maximize the value of your first website and not get screwed by an evil webmaster or web designer or web developer. Now, there are a couple things to note. First, you may not be on your first website. Everything still applies. And of course, these people are not always evil. Often they're extremely honest and competent. But when you're new, when you're in a hurry, you will tend to be drawn to the worst examples, the rottenest apples in the barrel. So we're going to protect you. I'm Kathy Goodwin, and I want to thank you for joining me. And here is tip number 3 in the series. Don't get the free or almost free stuff. Free websites and hosting often include advertising for other people's companies. You want your site to advertise your company. You learn a system, and this is really critical. And then when you grow, you have to unlearn and start all over again. Free websites usually use unique templates that nobody else in the industry understands or uses or supports. So that means you lose control. You can't move your site without starting over. And if you need freelance support, it's rare or non-existent, which means you either don't have any or you pay through the nose. So the only question to ask before you sign and pay are, can you grow with your site? That's the first question. And here's how to ask. Is your domain registered in your name? If the answer is no, run. Do not walk away from any company. Can you move the site to your own host? Again, you should be able to do this anytime you want, easily. If the answer to this is no, run, do not walk. And finally, can you transfer your site to WordPress? Because as you grow, you may want to do that. If you can't do it easily, you're going to have a big expense and hassle down the road. But most important, will your site show ads for other companies? Must you show your developer's name? And will it be a footnote? Now, sometimes people say to me, Kathy, I like the way you did my site. If you want, please, include your name and company in the footer. And sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. But it's always the client's option. It should be your choice, whether you want to mention your theme name or your developer or anything like that. And will you be promoting other sites? This is pretty sneaky. For example, here's Blogger.com, which is really popular. If you go with Blogger.com, which is a free blogging site, I don't think they do websites, you'll get a web host, or rather web domain name, which has the words Blogspot in it. You can get around it with your own name and a redirect. If you hire someone, they should be able to explain that to you. But you'll notice I don't recommend you use this option, because look what's going on here. You see at the top of every single Blogspot blog, every single Blogger.com blog is the link to the next blog, which is anybody. They're randomly organized. So in this case, here's one I found at random, althouse.blogspot.com. And if you click on that link, this is what you get. It has nothing to do with the previous site. So the person has clicked away, and maybe they find this site more interesting. So you can use free sites to bring traffic to your domain. For example, Weebly.com, if you want to look that up. Squidoo.com is one that people have used, and I've written a guide to creating your own Squidoo lens. BuddyURL.com, you are Squidoo. For some people, that can be temporarily even a main site, but it's not a whole site. You're not developing it. But if you need a place to send people in the short term, you might be able to do that. But most people use these sites as ways to get traffic to their own site, because these are high traffic sites, and the owners will manage to get traffic to you when you simply join them. So for your main site, if you're serious, here's what you need to do. You pay $120 a year or less for hosting. Your domain name is usually around $10 a year or less. So your first year is going to be $130. If you don't have $130, you have to think about whether you're ready to do this at all. You use WordPress.org, and you use a free theme, and you're set. Bottom line is, if you need a site, spend $130 for your first year. There will be a steeper learning curve if you have to do it yourself, but the payoff is huge. So if you found this video helpful, sign up for the series. You'll get links to past videos and updates as they're released. And that link is buddyurl.com/next website. Thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you on a future video and perhaps a consultation. Thanks for joining me.